Andrew Owen asked, what are our thoughts on the Welsh...
Ysgrepan?
Ysgrepan. That's a type of sporran, or that's the Welsh word for sporran. Ysgrepan. Does the dress version seem properly formal among dress sporrans that all have cantles, which the dress Ysgrepan does not? Do we know how far back the design goes, or was it mainly a Welsh tartan centre invention? So is it a new thing? Is it an ancient thing?
Yeah.
What's the deal with Welsh sporrans?
Yeah. I think Adam has a photo with this one as well.
We did prepare for this one just to make sure.
Adam, pop that
now?
puppy up there. There you go.
Ta-da.
There you go. It's pronounced Ysgrepan. The day version is on the left, and the dress Ysgrepan is on the right. The fur in those is goat for the white, and for the dress one is actually horsehair. And the dress one is a little bit larger than the day version. I spoke to Dan at the Wales Tartan Center, excuse me, and kind of got his information on it. So basically, the Ysgrepan back in the mid 1990s, when with the push for Irish tartans and Welsh tartans and all this kind of stuff, and the pan Celticness of it all, the people that designed the Welsh tartans wanted their stuff specifically to be different. They didn't just want to do the Scottish thing and slap a dragon on it or a daffodil on it and call it Welsh. They wanted to do something different and meaningfully different. So for the Welsh tartans, the warp, generally speaking, the warp and the weft of the tartans are different. They're not the same, like a Scottish tartan, which makes a box or a square. The Welsh ones typically make more of a rectangle. The accoutrement, the accessories, the kilt pins, the buckles, and everything like that. They started out doing gold because Scottish accessories tended to be silver. They wanted to do gold just to make it different. Their Prince Charlie jacket, they did gold round buttons versus square chrome buttons. They had options for, I think still do, for like tartan inset, parts of the jacket, just a little bit of bling. So everything they were doing, they were trying to put a different twist on it to be different and not just be seen as, it's the same thing.
Hey, look, there we go. Thank you, Adam.
Good call, Adam. Now, they did the same thing with the sporrans, essentially. They said, okay, well, Scottish sporrans have 3 tassels, so we're going to have our dress sporran have 2 tassels, and the day sporran have no tassels. Ysgrepan is the closest Welsh word equivalent for sporran. It really means like men's wallet, is the way Dan explained it to me. So they're trying to do it to be different. And everything that they did back then through to today, they are trying to do as many things made in Wales, woven in Wales, as they can. So the Cambrian Woolen Mill was the original mill that they used for all their tartan before it closed down. The Welsh Ysgrepan, the sporran, they actually have made locally. It's like 20 minutes from their shop. There was an old gent who made them in the shed in his back garden, and he passed the business down to his grandson, who still makes them there today. So the sporrans that were made in the 1990s, are made in the same building on the same tools by the same family today that were made back then. And when I was talking to Dan, I asked him, so how do these actually sell? Because we don't sell them, but how do they sell for you guys? And the way that he kind of put it was, if somebody comes into the shop to buy a kilt outfit head to toe, if they see, or when they get to the sporran, he says, if he tells them the story of, well, these sporrans are Welsh, they're made in Wales, they are designed by Welshmen, this is meant to go with this particular outfit. You can buy the Scottish version of a Welsh sporran. It's probably going to be a little bit less expensive, and they have both options there in the store. His estimation was about 70% of the people in the store went with the Ysgrepan, where the other 30% or so went with the Scottish version of a Welsh sporran. Online, he said, without that interaction, without that explanation, without that sizzle, so to speak, he said online, the vast majority are the Scottish ones. So it's kind of
Yeah.
Where I land on it personally. So that's essentially the backstory. And all that is cool. And I really appreciate the fact that they are trying to do something different and not just have the same old that everybody else has, or just whack a dragon on it and call it Welsh. I like the fact that they're doing something different. I like the fact that they're trying to keep it made in Wales. It's not for me. When I, having, done Highland wear for, 25 years now almost, my eye is, a sporran should be either a sideways D shape or an oval with a metal ring on there, a metal semicircle, a cantle on the top. That's what a dress sporran is. This is what a day sporran is. It looks right in my eye. So it's the Welsh version, the Ysgrepan, I'm kind of meh on. I wouldn't wear it. If somebody else wants to wear it, I'm throwing no shade. You can absolutely do it. Have at it. It's a cool thing. It's different. It's just not my cuppa.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Do you have thoughts?
As little as possible.
Fair.
Yeah. And all my deepest respect to all the guys over in Wales who have been spearheading this since the 90s. But unvarnished opinion is that I think they were trying really, really hard, to the point of trying way too hard back then. Mm-hmm. Because they did do what you're saying. They did basically slap dragons on things. They even embroidered little red dragons onto their kilts and onto the jackets, or little red dragons embroidered on the epaulets and stuff. And there's a big dragon on the Ysgrepan, and I think that's probably a reason why it was popular. To me, it looks like casual wear, and to be perfectly honest, in the fullness of time since it came out, I'm sure it was much fresher back then, but it reminds me a lot of Ren Fair stuff now. And I think a big part of that is the mechanical clasp, swivel clasp. I think Wales deserves more art. I think there are motifs of Welsh culture that have not been hit upon for sporran designs. I think there's a lot of room for leatherwork and metalwork that, if the market would support it, I mean, you got the daffodils, you got St. David and all the stuff associated with him. It's
Glendower.
You got. I mean, leeks. I mean, you got the some of the designs that got used in making love spoons and things like that. There's a and Owen Glendower especially. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could play with, I think, that hasn't happened yet. I'd like to see a renaissance of Welsh design so that's worthy of it having come of age as its own thing, because it really has now. But I think the sporran is kind of an artifact of the early times.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on it.
So I think it's fair to say, in surmising that, and kind of where I feel on it as well, is that they definitely made something different. Mm-hmm. In my mind, they made it so different it doesn't look like the thing. So that's I think where I land on it. I don't like it. I'd rather do something. Now I'm a bit biased because we did it, but the like our Irish cantle that we did. Yeah. Where we have, the claddagh in the center of it with the harps, and we have like little tiny embellishments of the shamrocks up the shoulder of the cantle. Something to have the symbolism there while maintaining a Scottish, a standard sporran body. So,
and there's practical considerations also as to why those designs were developed and stuck around for 200 plus years. Yeah. Not all of them are that old, but a lot of them did. I mean, if they like the look of that square shape as that's kind of our thing now, then design cantles like that. Do metal cantles like the squared off metal cantles that still exist for Scotland. I mean, we've seen those things. It's just, I don't want Welsh wear that looks like bizarro Scotland. Right. I think and this is from talking with my wife too, who is of Welsh descent. And we're just like, it'd be cool to have something a little different. Fun. Yeah, just some variety. I mean, we're all about dragons.
Who doesn't love dragons?
Who isn't? But there's got to be more stuff you could do with it. Even that, you know.
Or less on the nose.
Less on the nose. That's basically what I'm saying.
It doesn't have to be the dragon on the flag.
You've staked your flag on the hill. The borders are secure. Now play around with it some more.
Got it. Yeah. No, I agree.
That's my thought.
So you heard our opinions on the Ysgrepan. What do you think? Tell us in the comments. Is it a well-executed design? Does it lacking something? And if you were to change it or you were to design a Welsh sporran, what would it look like? Let me know down below, guys.